welcome. Today we're going to be tapping into the shadow energy of the collective. It's the season of delving into the shadow. It's the season of release, letting go, healing, transformation, especially now that it's Scorpio season. So we're going to find out what is lingering in your shadow for whoever this resonates with, and how it's influencing your present circumstances, as well as how you can transmute it into the light. And I am offering personal readings like this. It's called my October special, From Shadow to Light, if you would like to book your own personal reading about this. So far we have the Five of Wands, we have the Hierophant, and lastly we have the Six of Cups reversed. Right away from this, we know that there's some kind of inner conflict with that Five of Wands. The Hierophant has something to do with traditions, with your upbringing, with cultural traditions, expectations, could have to do with religion and spirituality. We have the Six of Cups reversed, okay? So all this right here tells me that you are conflicted right now when it comes to your beliefs, when it comes to the foundation that you live your life by, okay? Maybe eclipse season that just passed kind of shook things up a little bit for you, and you are kind of reevaluating who you are, what you believe in, what truly aligns with you, especially when it comes to, you know, those bigger things in life, what your spiritual beliefs are, what your morals are maybe, or what you do and don't want, right? And then we have the Six of Cups reversed, which Six of Cups upright is a card that speaks of childhood. It speaks of reconnecting with someone or something from your past, right? It represents new hope, or hopes for a new beginning. And so what I'm feeling here is that there's something that you are holding on to. There's something that you're struggling with because you feel kind of torn and you feel conflicted. You feel like you are being challenged to evolve in a way that goes beyond what you've kind of experienced before. And because of that, you have this desire, this inner fear that is driving you to kind of revert to something that you experienced in your childhood. But with this coming up reversed, I'm feeling very strongly that the guidance is for you to not revert back to that belief, that way of being, that aspect of yourself, and to keep evolving. So we're going to tap in with the Dark Mirror Oracle to find out what's happening in your shadow that is keeping you from moving forward. Oh, we have addicted. Okay, we have addicted coming through here. And let's pull another one. We get a little more context, please. We have atonement. On the bottom of the deck we have, is this me? Okay. So with the atonement coming through, what I feel here is that you may have been raised in a household that was very controlling, or perhaps you've since lived in environments, or perhaps you've worked in environments that felt very controlling. I feel like you've been around people who have these expectations of you, or they have these ideas of what they think is best for you, and they really have tried to impose that on you. So like I said, for some of you, this could come from something cultural backgrounds. It could just be the way that your family operates. It could be the religion that you were raised in. You know, it could be environments that you've been in, etc., etc. Because you didn't like the control that was being imposed upon you, you kind of started acting out, lashing out. You kind of went into this really rebellious phase. It could even go beyond like religious or spiritual beliefs, or like ways of being within your group, right? It could be that your family perhaps was very health conscious, or of health conscious, and you maybe wanted to be unhealthy, so maybe you would eat foods that you knew were bad for you, or consume, things that you knew were not good for you, drugs, alcohol, whatever it might be. But I feel like you're at this place now where, with this addicted card coming through, I feel like you kind of hit rock bottom, right? Like the rug was pulled under your feet. You went on this kind of downward spiral type path. And what happened was you completely lost touch with yourself. So you tried so hard to run from what you were, from what you knew, that you kind of ended up screwing yourself in the process. Because now what I'm seeing, and if you notice, both of these people have swords in them, right? So it's kind of like initially you felt betrayed, abandoned, backstabbed, possibly by people that you thought you could love and trust, and people that you thought were supposed to love you. They kind of hurt you. They screwed you in some way. They tried to control you. They tried to manipulate you. They tried to make you into something that you were not on a soul level, right? And so you kind of went through this, I keep hearing like teenage rebellion. You went through this rebellious phase, and it doesn't even matter how old you were when this happened. But you went through this rebellious phase, and you ended up going down a very dark path, okay? It could be drugs, it could be alcohol, it could be, some kind of, like, dark witchcraft practice that you don't feel aligned with at this time. I feel like maybe some of you were summoning demons, or, some kind of trickster spirit, some kind of entity that is detrimental to you. It could be just a self-harm. It could be self-loathing. And I don't say just as in, oh, that's all it is. No, I'm just talking, But I feel like you've hurt yourself in some way, whether it's keeping yourself in abusive situations, abusing yourself in some way, even if it's just being mean to yourself. You've gone down this very dark path, and now you're feeling very lost and disconnected, and you're trying to find the light again. You're trying to find something to hold on to that's going to bring you hope and inspire you and encourage you, kind of revive you and bring you back to life. So if you notice too, then we have this Is This Me card on the bottom of the deck, like I showed you. And this woman here, she is holding the sword. And just for context, let me show you. The next card in the deck is this one. There's no swords on it. The next card after that is this one. There's no swords on it. This one, there's no swords on it. This one, there's no swords. Like, it keeps going. There's no swords here. There's no swords here. Like, so that's why this is significant. Okay? Because you are now being called to remove the swords from your back and reconnect with your power. And the way that you can do that is by deciding who you are. Okay, we're going to follow up with some cards from the secret language of light to figure out how you can really tap into this energy and align with who you truly are and essentially save yourself, essentially pull yourself out of this dark space. We have Soulcraft coming through. And I actually want to read to you from the guidebook for this one, because this deck is written in a way that I know whatever is here is going to resonate with you more. Okay. Yeah, see? It says, life happens from you, not to you. The thoughts, ideas, and topics you incessantly discuss are crafting your life, so focus on ones that make your heart smile. You are ready to receive answers from your soul about any topics, thoughts, or ideas you want to change. Be wise in your crafting, and the path of least resistance will call you. Different soul vibrations will inspire different actions. If you are feeling tired, your inspired action will be to rest or sleep. If you are feeling love, you will be inspired to do things that emulate love in your day. We all sense with our soul, but often override it with the rational mind. Trust your soul is bringing you the most up-to-date information. See, now, in traditional tarot decks, right, this is obviously an oracle deck, the shadow one, the dark mirror. But swords in traditional tarot decks relate to the mind, the mental energy at play, right? The ego as well. And so if we're talking about you kind of lashing out, and that's how you got on this path to begin with, but not only because you just wanted to lash out, it's because you were hurt, you were wronged. So first you got stabbed by the sword, then you kind of held the swords with you, right? You didn't pull them out of your body, essentially. And it's like you've been constantly re-sticking the sword in the wound that was imposed upon you by others. So you've kept the cycle going. So one of the first things that you're going to have to do is accept that. And you need to take accountability for the fact that you have continued manifesting these circumstances for yourself. It's not easy to do, and by no means should you take this as, oh, you know, the spirits present today are telling you that you did something wrong or that you're to blame. It's not that. It's just that you need to accept the role that you played in continuing to shove the sword into the wounds that were opened by others. Okay, you need to take accountability for that. And then because that's how, if you can accept that you continued pushing these swords into yourself, then you can also accept that you have the power to pull them out, to remove them. Okay, so this is what your focus needs to be on right now and moving forward. You need to be focusing on how can you accept and take accountability, and how can you from there change the energy that you are wielding. How can you put the swords back in your hands so that you are the one wielding the energy from here and from here on out, and so that you're not feeling like you are the victim of something. Okay, so let's follow up with a few more tarot cards to get some clarity over what you'll be experiencing over the next few months as you work with this energy. The High Priestess. So there is definitely an intuitive energy and element present here. You're going to want to be connecting with your soul, going within, connecting with your spirit guides if that calls to you. But listening to yourself, listening to your soul. That's what I was trying to get at. The swords are related to the ego. So it's your ego that had you wanting to lash out, that had you wanting to rebel because of the pain that you felt. And it wasn't bad. It's not a bad thing. This was your ego's way of attempting to protect you. Okay? But that's why you continued kind of twisting the swords in your back a little bit, right? Twisting the knives in the wound. You did it because your ego was trying to protect you, and you were wanting to rebel. You were wanting to, show that you were not this weak person that you felt like people were making you out to be. But by rebelling, it's like the scales got tipped too far, and now you are in a space where you feel lost, where you feel like you don't know yourself, where you still feel the pain of these situations. You're still feeling like a victim. And the way to pull yourself out of it is first through acceptance, as we said, but then by tuning into your soul and listening to your soul over your ego right now. Yeah, we got the Six of Wands and Judgment. Okay, so you, my friend, are going through a huge awakening. Some of you are going to be clearing out addictions. You're going to be giving up alcohol. You're going to be giving up drugs. Some of you are going to be giving up your addiction to pain. Some of you are going to be giving up toxic relationships, situations that are not good for you. But this is a massive, massive awakening that you are going through. And with the Six of Wands coming through, you are going to be successful. Some of you are going to be set on the path to become the wounded healer. Okay, you're going to be helping others heal through situations similar to what you've experienced. Some of you are simply just going to be feeling so much better. There doesn't have to be like a purpose to it as well. Like, I feel like Spirit is saying you don't need to take this and figure out how you're going to help others with it. Some of you, that is your path, but some of you, it's part of your path to heal from this so that you can enjoy happiness, fulfillment, and health later on in your life. Okay, so this is something like you could be asking yourself, what is the point? Maybe that's a way that your ego kind of jabs at you right now, or your shadow kind of jabs at you right now, asking what is the point in this healing? What is the point in going through this? You know, am I going to feel like shit for the rest of my life? Am I going to be struggling for the rest of my life? Are all the people that I try to welcome into my heart going to screw me, essentially? And the spirits here today are saying, no, that's not going to happen, but you need to heal yourself first so that you can experience greater fulfillment in the areas of concern for you right now. I hope that this resonated with you. I hope that it helped. If you would like to book a personal reading with me or check out my Patreon, the links are below. I'm sending you lots of love as you begin this healing journey. Stay strong and call on the spirit world for help. They will be there for you.